Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Smokes. Welcome back to Smokes World. Give me the dap. Hey, we back at it like a crack addict. Hey, smoke 'em if you got 'em. This channel is 420 friendly, hence the name Smokes World. So, I want to talk about this Ted Cruz situation, man. Ted Cruz is a U.S. senator for Texas. Um, we just had uh, just to let y'all know, I'm from Texas. Okay, I'm from West Texas, Midland, Texas to be exact, and so I think I have the right to speak on this situation. Since I am a Texan, born and raised. Only left Texas a couple times in my life, but so we had a winter storm. About it's been about 5 6 days since we've been out of it. Um, just to let you know my experience, it was horrible. Like it was bad. We lost power and water for like maybe about almost 4 days straight. Imagine about 4 days straight. Imagine not having any power and no water for about 4 days. Like it was fucking. I got 4 kids. Got a wife, 4 kids, and it was just fucking horrible, man. It's. I hated it, man. Luckily, I have some family that helped us out. We're able to go to my mom's house to take showers. We're able to go get water and have water for the toilets and stuff like that. But man, it was crazy. It was messed up. It was a messed up ordeal, man. Like it was fucking like, I had a lot of my family too were going through the same thing. A lot of my friends and shit. Like, and then we're trying to, and then like the stores were always sold out of freaking meat and fucking water and shit. You know what I mean? But luckily, we were able to have water and have all the necessities, and we're able to keep our kids warm. So we had some kerosene heaters that were. I didn't like putting kerosene heaters, even though it's safe to put inside the ones that we got and the fuel that we use. It's supposed to be safe for put inside houses, but we want to use them for the big areas like the living room and kitchen areas. I did not want to put them in small bedrooms because I still didn't trust them. You know what I mean? But they kept the house pretty warm, and it's still not like not like how it's supposed to be. It was still cold, but it wasn't like freezing cold. So, but yeah, man, it was a horrible thing, man. It was a horrible thing to go through, and it was crazy to see how fragile Texas is, how unprepared we were. Like I was not expecting that. Like I was reading some comments the other day from people from Canada, and they're telling me. I mean, they weren't telling me, but they're making comments saying that they have that kind of weather, up there all the time. You know what I mean? Like they have weather that's worse than that. It's colder, more ice, more snow, and their electricity works just fine. And even though sometimes they might have some outages, but like it's because Texas we don't have that a lot around here. You know what I mean? But still, it's real rare for Texas to have that kind of weather. What we experienced about 4 or 5 days ago, but it's crazy that we weren't prepared for it. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to show you a clip here in a second. Most senators and most of the government in Texas were warned about this weather. They meteorologists were warning them about this. You know what I mean? Like they knew about this shit. So that doesn't make sense to me. It's just crazy to know that just like that, we have no power and no water for days and days, and people were going crazy. And so much families were affected. People died. There were accidents. Like people's houses were burning and shit. People were dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. You know what I mean? Like it was horrible, man. Like fuck, I heard some horrible stories and shit. And same thing here. It affected us just like it did the rest of Texas. Here in West Texas, man, it was bad. But I want to get into this, man. Ted Cruz. So all this happens, right? He's from Texas. He lives in Texas. All this happens, right? Drink my coffee. And he books it to Cancun. He books it to Cancun, man. Fucking Ted Cruz, man. Right here. During a historic winter storm, up to 4.3 million Texas residents were left without power, and millions of others without drinking water. I was both. In the middle of the storm, Cruz and his family were spotted on a plane headed to Cancun, Mexico, where they planned to stay at the Ritz-Carlton and escape their home, which Heidi Cruz called in a text message freezing. Cruz requested assistance from the Houston police to escort him and his family through the airport. Okay, right here. Cruz's political allies and rivals condemned him for leaving Texas during a crisis and traveling internationally during the COVID-19 pandemic. Both sides here were hitting him. You know what I mean? Republicans, Democrats, everything. Everybody was mad at this motherfucker, dude. Cruz initially said he was taking his daughters on a week-long vacation from school at their request in an attempt to be a good dad. Later that day, he returned to Texas and said the vacation was a mistake. Protesters calling for his resignation greeted him in front of his house upon his return. I seen that. Did y'all see that? They were protesting. Hey, there were some mariachis. You can look it up on it. There were some mariachis that put up in front of freaking Ted Cruz's house and shit, man. But let's see what Ted Cruz had to say about this whole entire situation. Let's see what he says right here.
Now, Senator Ted Cruz tonight is facing the ire of the mob, the media, for traveling to Cancun, Mexico with his daughters to drop them off and come home as Texas is still addressing the fallout and damage from severe weather. Now, in response, Senator Cruz tonight did say, in retrospect, he might have made a mistake, adding in a statement, in part, wanting to be a good dad. I flew down with them last night, and I'm flying right back this afternoon, and he did. My staff and I are in constant communication with state, local leaders to get to the bottom of what happened in Texas. Joining us now to talk about it is Texas Senator Ted Cruz. I have a piece of this story that nobody knows, that you know to be true, and Governor Abbott knows to be true. And that is, I got contact very early in the week from the official meteorologist of my radio show, Joe Bastardi, frequent guest on this program at weatherbell.com. And he sent a note to both of you, to you and Governor Abbott. In that note, he said this is going to be far worse.
I think he's trying to help him out, but this is making him look worse. He knew about it. He knew about it. He was warned about the weather. So why the hell would he just take off and shit like that? Why would he do that? He went to the airport with escorts. With the police escorted him through the airport. I'm sure he knew that he was going to be seen. The fuck?
And I think others are predicting. You got in touch with him. The governor got in touch with him. You took it seriously, and you worked hand in hand with the governor in the lead up to this, knowing this was all a big possibility. And this is days before that happened, and you were fully and completely engaged. And I know that from my own reporting and my own conversations with you and Governor Abbott and with Joe Bastardi. Now, you went and you took your daughters to Cancun and you came back. I think you can be a father and be the senator of Texas all at the same time.
See, look. I know Cruz is just a regular person, right? Ted Cruz is a regular person. Their house was freezing. They had no power, so he went to go take his family, to a warm place. You know what I mean? But his intentions were to stay gone for a week. Once it got into public that he was taking off, he decided to come back really fast. And like a day or two ago, he made a little photo op of him passing out waters and shit. Like, it was so corny, man. Like, oh my god, dude, it was like so corny. Like, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for him. But he talks so much shit about people for the smallest things all the time. He's always pointing out shit. You know what I mean? So why not fucking hit him with his own medicine? You know what I mean? So right there, it's saying that he said that he was prepared. I mean, not prepared. He wasn't prepared, but he knew about it before the storms even came here. He knew about it. So like, why didn't he like right away start preparing right there and then? You know what I mean? I don't get it. Like, he didn't do anything. He didn't do shit. He took off. He took off to Cancun. It's fucking ridiculous, man. And then, meanwhile, he was over there fucking around. My girl, AOC, she's awesome, man. This is what she was doing.
There's no better way to introduce her other than to say that she's a good friend, and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who's joined us, will agree. that she is a rising star in the Democratic Party. She is a voice of conscience and with a heart. And she comes to Texas to help us, and she'll be with me all day today, seeing on the ground what is really happening. We don't have any fundraisers scheduled. We're not here to talk to the politicians. We're not here to do anything other than talk to people. We're going to knock on doors, and she's going to meet some of my constituents who need help, because she's going to be ready to make sure that the package and the ideas that I've already given Speaker Pelosi on what we need to do, that she's going to be there to support us to make sure that we all have a full recovery. With that, my friend Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez from New York. Alex.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Representative Garcia. Thank you so much, Representative Jackson Lee, for welcoming us here to your district. You know,
keep in mind she's from New York, bro. She's from New York, and she was there I think day one of when the storm happened. And she's raised over. I think now it's over. It's about $5 million she's raised. I think it's more by now. Even more than that. It's crazy. She's from New York. It's not even her freaking state. It's not even her home state. She was here coming from New York. Ted Cruz was going to Cancun, Mexico. Jesus.
Disaster strikes. This is not just an issue for Texans. This is an issue for our entire country. And our whole country needs to come and rally together behind the needs of Texans all across the state. And, you know, as was mentioned earlier, disasters don't strike everyone equally. When you already have so many families in the state and across the country that are on the brink, that can't even afford an emergency to begin with, when you have a disaster like this, it can just set people back for years, not just for days. And so we have tragedy in this state. We need to rally around the state. We need to rally federal support for Texans and the state of Texas. And we need to make sure that we make short and long-term policy decisions so that this kind of devastation, preventable devastation, never happens again. And so I'm incredibly excited. You know, I think that as Representative Garcia mentioned, we hit $3.2 million in assistance for
3.2 at then, but now I think this was recorded 2 days ago. So now it's about $5 million.
Texans across the state just last night. And I think this shows that New York stands with you, but the whole country stands with you. And as you mentioned, Representative Garcia, you know, we're in Texas, so we got to go big with that support. And so we
go big or go home, boy. Texas.
Hope to go even bigger. We hope to hit even more. Who knows? You know, if we can hit even 4, we'll see about that. But you know, we really need to make sure that we're getting food and assistance to people across the state. As was mentioned, here at the Houston Food Bank, no questions are asked. So you come up and you need help, you do not have to prove a damn thing. Documentado o indocumentado, puedes tener asistencia y puedes tener ayuda aquí in the Houston Food Bank. If you are documented, undocumented, no matter what your income, no matter your housing status, you can get help here, which is one of the reasons why we are so proud to support the Houston Food Bank, because we want to help everybody. You need it, we'll be there. That's the New York spirit, that's the Texan spirit, that's the American spirit. So thank you all so much.
Oh man, dude, AOC, she's just freaking awesome, man. She's a rising star in the Democratic Party. She's like going up fast, man. Her doing things like this, it's real, man. You know she's real, man. It's crazy, man. So you saw what Ted Cruz did. You saw what AOC did. So yeah, man, AOC, she really showed up and she helped out a lot. She came from New York. It's not even her home state, and she helped so much by raising almost $5 million. Beto helped a whole bunch, man. He raised money as well. His campaign said they made over hundreds of thousands of phone calls checking up on the elderly in Texas, and they both did their part, man. You know, Beto, this is his home state, and you know, he did what he had to do to help his state. And Ted Cruz decided to go take a little vacation in Cancun, Mexico. You know what I mean? While his constituents are over here suffering. You know? Just doesn't make any sense, man. Everybody, man, if you like this video, please hit the like button. please do me the huge favor, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. I just passed 200, and I just want to tell everybody thank you so much. I did not expect to even get this far, and the fact that I just passed 200 subscribers is like the most dopest feeling ever, man. I know it's the small things, you know what I mean, but like, it's small to most but big to me, because 200 subscribers is crazy, and I'm just so happy I got that. Now I'm on the road to 500, so hit the subscribe button, you know, and give this a share on your social medias as well. And I also have a podcast, so if y'all want to check that out, man, just go to any major streaming platform, okay? Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, all that good stuff, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video with some funny words from my man Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm Jimmy. I'm the host of the show. Thank you for watching. On behalf of all of us, we want to send our best wishes from L.A. to those of you who've been hammered by the cold weather. Hundreds of thousands of Texans are still without power. And on a day when the most newsworthy landing should have been the NASA rover successfully touching down on Mars, instead, it was a senator from Texas touching down on Cancun. While his fellow Texans are freezing with the power out, Ted Cruz did what any great leader would do when his state needs leadership most. He booked a flight to Mexico and said, adios, amigos. This is how badly things are being managed in Texas. This road is on the border of Texas and Arkansas. The Arkansas side is cleared. The Texas side is not cleared at all. This is Houston, where Ted Cruz lives. This is inside a house in Houston. There are icicles on the ceiling fans. Toilets are frozen over. Fish tanks are frozen. Just bad news for the fish. People are setting up tents inside their houses to try to stay warm. Others are burning their furniture. One family was burning their toddler's blocks.
I mean, some of that was not funny. I think the audience, like, they started to laugh thinking that he was going to tell a punchline, but he was being serious, and some people were started to laugh, and then they shut up real fast.
For warmth. And where was Mr. Texas while his constituents are suffering? Well, there he is on a plane. Snake on a plane, right there. Headed, ironically, to the very place he tried to build a wall around. This was posted online, and at first, it was hard to tell for sure if it was with Ted Cruz or just a man with a terrible medical condition called looking like Ted Cruz, but...
Thank you for joining into this video. Like, go to the comment section and tell me what you think, okay? Like, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about me. I mean, I'm a little political. You know, I keep up with the news, and I keep up with the times, and I keep up, you know, what's going on in Washington, D.C. I'm not a Democrat or I'm not a Republican, okay? At best, I'm maybe a moderate, leaning a little bit towards the left, okay? I'm in the middle, all right? So I just want y'all to know where I stand politically. If y'all like this video, get a like, hit the subscribe button, go to the comment section and tell me what you think about this whole entire ordeal, okay? To the people who suffered, thank goodness me and my family were good. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people and a lot of families were affected by this horrible winter storm that took over Texas. So my heart goes out to y'all. My positive thoughts go out to y'all, and I hope that we can prepare better for this in the future. And I hope they do something about it, okay? Thank you for tuning in with your boy Smokes. Thank you for tuning in to Smokes World. We out.